Shalom Israel, Shalom, Yasha Allah, brother husband, the y'all going back to these precepts. And yet, another cold cut, and of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashup, I'm like Yahweh Shai, I tell the doctor righteous, get a mic, talk about you, right? By Zaquanium, right? By Yahweh, that's double honor to the elders of the house of David. That's from laboring and doing in the truth, basically waiting for the second of our Lord Mashup, I'm like Yahweh Shai, right? And doing 20, 30, 40 plus years, and there's truth and being strong pillars, a strong foundation, giving strong counsel, right, and setting sound examples of what it means to endure and to labor in this truth, right, and for many, many years of wisdom and gray hairs and honor and glory, right, all praise to the Most High, right, of course, giving a mighty, strong salute, right, why Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai come to all the mighty Akim on the highways and byways, laboring, pushing their bodies, right, to the limit, man, right, to fight and combat all slothfulness, man, all evils, all demons, man, right, making your body a sacrifice, right, by doing all elements, tumults, spirits, man, okay, a hardship, man, and still going out and laying your life on the line, right, for the sheep, as Yahweh said in John the 21st chapter, right, and to all the mighty men that's reading and building themselves up to go out on the highways and hedges, right, giving you a mighty strong shalom as well. And of course, giving a hearty shalom, right, why Yahweh, Bashin, my thumb, to all the Aqua in the truth. Married, right, honoring their husbands, right, raising up the children decently and in order, and keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right, of the Most High God as well, right, and working with our hands as a mighty Proverbs 31 woman, right, doing the works of a mighty Sirach, the 26th chapter woman, man, okay, cooking, cleaning, sewing, submissive, and working all righteousness, right, to build up the households, right, and also giving a strong, right, why hearty shalom, right, why Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabrak Washematam, to all the banyam, right, and the truth, the mighty children, right, honoring our mother and our father, keeping the laws, all statutes, commandments, and being a light and pillar and foundation, right, in this land of darkness, right, to all the Masha Pop, all the family far and near, I bid you a shalom, right, come. Right, so through the spirit, right, just want to get into a quick admonishment, man. Right, a quick, faith booster, man. Right, because it's a lot of work that's needed to be done in this truth, man. Right, as the Lord said in Matthew, right, the 9th chapter, right, 36 on down, that the harvest is plenteous, but the labors are few, man. Right, pray ye therefore, right, that more laborers enter into the harvest. Paraphrasing greatly, man. Right, so it's imperative for us to have more men to come in and to labor, and for those that have already set their hand right to the plow, man. Right, for you to even continue in your works. Right, don't take your hand off the plow, man. Right, don't take days off, weeks off, months off. Right, don't take as they call a vacation. Right, you want to take your sabbatical, man. Right, because we have many men and women and children and households, man, that depends on us, man. Right, let me get a quick precept. Right, and also Pentecost. Right, Pentecost is tonight at sundown, man. Right, especially move in the spirit of bringing forth fruits, man. Right, bringing forth for your increase and to bring forth your sacrifice unto the Most High. It's even more imperative, right, not to take your hand off the plow. You may have a righteous garden, right? You may have crops, okay? You may have corn, right? You may have peppers or certain things that are planted, right? But these things may come to full age, right? But if you don't pluck them right in the right season, or make sure that things are being tended to, they can be ate by the vultures, man. Right? Ate up by insects, man. Right? They could start to rot and and start to actually corrupt. Right? So it's important to make sure that things are done right in the right season, man. And a gardener or a husbandman has to be active, right? And it has to be active, right, throughout all times of the year. Right? So this is the book of Judah, chapter 8, verse 24. Now therefore, O brethren, let us shew an example, okay, to our brethren, because their hearts depend upon us, and the sanctuary, and the house, and the altar rest upon us, man. Right, so the Lord said right through the hand of Judas, man, that the hearts right of our people, man, rest on us, man. Right, because people, you know, many of our people, they depend to get fed, man. Right, they depend on breakdowns, man. Especially when the Most High has set you up right with attacks. Right, the altar it depends on men to tend to it daily, man. Right, to make sure that the offerings are brought forth continually. Right, the priests in the ancient world, man. Right, they didn't just they didn't just put on the so-called oxen, man. Right, they didn't just bring forth the lamb, right, just one time a year, man. Right, no, right, as the Lord said in the book of Luke, the sixth chapter, man. Right, and verse 12 on down, man. Right, from morning to evening, man. Right, right, shout that the sacrifice be brought, man. Right, and the fire, it's like in the fire upon the altar shall be continually burning forever. It shall never go out. Right, so you can't take seconds off, minutes off, man. Right, you kind of take your eye off this, and you letting this thing burn up, and and you just letting things to be corrupt, man. Right, because any day, man, right, that you take your hand off the plow, or you start working, man. Right, it's called a regression. Right now, you're working backwards, man. Okay, right now, all the work that was once put in by Roth, right now, these things are starting to decay, man. Right, the more days that you take off, the more days that you stop working, man. It prolongs our captivity, man. Right, it keeps us here further, man. It keeps us further in oppression, man. The more you go, right, the more and longer, right, that we are going to have to endure the curses, man. Right, huh? Which was the Most High said that, right, that the altar, man, and the sanctuary depend on us, man. So it's prevalent, man, and really needed, right? That those men that the Most High has given you the Spirit, right? That the Most High has given you a charge to, man, right? That all of you, man, right? Keep the faith, man, right? Keep the charge, right, and keep your integrity. All right, let's go to the book real fast, right? Of Second Chronicles. All right, let's go to the book of Second Chronicles, right? Chapter 34 and verse number 9, and it reads, "And when they came to Hilk, the high priest, they delivered the money that was brought into the house of God, which the Levites gathered, which the Levites that kept the doors had gathered of the hand of Manasseh and Ephraim, and of all the remnant of Israel, and of all Judah and Benjamin, and they returned to Jerusalem, and they put in the hand of the workmen that had the oversight, right, of the house of the Lord, and they gave it to the workmen that wrought in the house of the Lord to repair and amend, and amend the house, man. Right, right. So the Lord, He didn't charge men, right, just any old man, man, with the money, man. Right, the Lord, He charged you, man. Right, the workmen. Right. Let me get a quick precept on that real fast in the book of Saint Luke, the 19th chapter. Right, because on a spiritual level, the Most High, He chose all of you to be workmen, man, and He gave you money, man, right, with your talents, with your gifts. Right, the book of Saint Luke, chapter 19, and verse number 20, and another came saying, Lord, here is thy pound, which I have kept and laid up in a napkin, man. Right, don't be that man that keeps his talent, that keeps the talents, that keeps the gifts that the Lord has gave you, just hit him, man. Right, you don't use it for nothing, man. Right, let me read up real fast. It's like in the book of Saint Luke, chapter 9, It's like in 19 and verse 15. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know, it's like that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds, man. Right? Right. So the Lord, man, he's giving you money, man. Right? And these talents aren't just for you to for you to just have the faith. Right? These talents aren't just for you to have strife and contention. Right? Who's the so-called top man in Israel? Right? Who's the so-called face of the nation, man? Right? Who's this man? Who's that, man? Right? No, man. These pounds, man, these money, these talents, man, right, are given for a reason, man. Right? And it's not for vanity, man. Right? It's to build, man. It is to repair, right? To fix the breaches, man. Right? Because our nation as a whole is destroyed, man. Right? And the Lord has raised up principal men in these last days, man, to restore and to rebuild the things that were once laid waste. Right? Jumping back down to verse number 21. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and repairing, it's like, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming, it's like, that at my coming I might have required my own with usury, man. Right? So the Lord, he expects you to do something with the money, man. Right? You know, as brothers say, right? You can't just be a Negro, right? That's just holding all the money, right? Or a damn Negro that's just taking the money, right? And you're secretly going to buy snacks, man. Okay, you're taking the money, right? And you're going to buy the newest Xbox, right? The PlayStation, man. Right? Right? No, man. Hey, this money is to be charged, man. It should be used, right, with the furtherance of the nation, man. Right? Not for folly, right, for vanity, right, for glory. Right? Now let's go back to that in the book of Second Chronicles. Right? Second Chronicles, chapter 34, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. Right? It reads, even to the artificers and builders gave they it to buy hewn stone and timber of couplings, and to the floor the houses which the kings of Judah had destroyed, and the men did the work faithfully, and the overseers. Right, con sluck. Right, you back at it. Right, con sluck. Right, I'm gonna read that again. And the men did the work faithfully, and the overseers of them were Jahath and Obadiah, the Levites of the sons of Mariah and Zechariah, and Meshullam, the sons of the Kohathites, to set it forward, and other of the Levites, all that could skill of instruments of music, huh? Right? Right, so right, the Most High, he said men that were faithful, man. Right, not men that were unfaithful, untrustworthy, man. Right, the Most High, he's trusting you with these talents, man. And the Most High, he's trusting you with these gifts, man. Right, the Most High, he's trusting you, right, to keep your in integrity, man. And the Most High, he's entrusting you, man. Right, with riches, man. Right, and if men can't handle so-called small things, man. Right? How could you expect to handle big things, man? Right? How could you expect? Right? You want 10 servants, right? You want a field full of slaves, man. Right? You want damn 70 acres of land, okay? right? You want servants and handmaids, and you want these things in the kingdom when you can't even protect or do the small things that the Lord requires of you now today, man. All right, kind of sluggy. Right, let me go real fast right to the book right of Second Kings. All right, Second Kings chapter 12. Right, it's like Second Kings chapter 12. Right, and I'm starting at verse. I'm starting at verse number 12. It's like actually I'm gonna start at verse number 10. Right, and it reads, and it was so when they saw that there was much money. It's like, and it was so when they saw that it was much money. Right, in the chest that the king scribe, right, sluck, right, we just get into right the school through the spirit, right. So if you in the area, right, Lord willing, right, can make it to the school, right, for edification, right, service through the spirit, right, come, right, but sluck. Let's read that again, right, the book of Second Kings, chapter 12, and verse number 10, and And it was so when they saw that there was much money in the chest that the king's scribe and the high priest came up, and they put up in bags and told the money that was found in the house of the Lord, and they gave the money being told into the hands of them that did the work, man. Right, right, hey, and these talents, man, and these gifts, man, and these money, man, it's only going to be to those, man, that do the work, man. Right? Because hey, if you're not doing the work, right, with the talents and gifts that the Lord has given you, right? Rather, the Lord has given you the gift, right? As in the book of Ephesians, the fourth chapter, right? He gave you the gift to be a prophet. He gave you the gift to be an evangelist, man. Right? He gave you the gift of tongues, man. He gave you the gift of prophecy, man. Right? He gave you the gift of alms, man. Right? If you aren't using these gifts, man, the Lord, He is going to take them away from you, man, and give them to another man, right? That's stronger, right? Mightier, man. Okay, right, and build that man up that faithfully once more, man. That faithfully wants to increase. Okay, read it on. It reads that had the oversight of the house of the Lord, that and they laid out it to the carpenters and builders that wrought upon the house of the Lord, and slocking, and to masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timber and huge stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. Howbeit there were not made for the house of the Lord bowls of silver, snuffers, basins, trumpets, right? Any vessel of gold or vessels of silver of the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. But they gave that to the workmen and repaired therewith the house, the house of the Lord. Huh? Right, come, verse 15. Moreover, they reckoned not with the men into whose hands they delivered the money to be bestowed on workmen, for they dealt faithfully. Huh? Our forefathers, man, they dealt faithfully, man. Right, and that's something that our brothers need to ask themselves. Am I dealing faithfully, man? Right? Am I being honest with myself? Right? And am I being true? Right? Have I been slackful, man? Right? Have I been going hard as I possibly could be, man? Right? Can I go harder? Can I do more, man? Right? What thing or things must I do, man, to commit myself to be more faithful, man? Okay. What things must I do, right, to show more strength, more honor, right, with the Most High, man? Okay. These are things which must be reconciled, man, and which must be thought upon in the last days, man. Right. So like I'm gonna get my last precept, right? I'm gonna close out. right? The book of Second Kings, Shalak, right? The book of Second Kings, okay, chapter 22, right, and verse number 4. It reads, "Go up to Hilk, the high priest, that he made something of silver, which is brought into the house of the Lord, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people, and let them deliver it into the hands of the doers of the work that have the oversight of the house of the Lord, and let them give it to the doers of the work which is in the house of the Lord to repair the breaches, to repair the breach of the house, and to the masons, to the carpenters and builders and masons to buy timber and hewn stone to repair the house. Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with them of the money that was delivered into their hand, because they dealt faithful." Right, con, right, but the point is, man, right? The Lord, he calls these men that are faithful, man. He calls them the doers of the work, man. Right? Some men think that just because you go to camp every now and then, right? That's doing the work, man. Right? Some men believe, oh well, just because I got fringes on, or just because I don't eat right pork, right, shrimp, crab, and lobster, right, that I'm doing the work, man. Right? No, hey, there's way more to it, man. Right? You gotta build, man. Right? Hey, you got certain men, right, that are low, man. Right? Certain men that need counsel, man. Right? Certain men that need help, man. Right? Going out, right, and prophesying, right, in the dark corner by a tree, man. Okay, right, and just speaking to nobody but just a cameraman. Hey, that's not doing the work, man. Right? You gotta build and heal the brokenhearted, man. Right? You gotta heal those, man, that need help, man. Right? As the Lord said in the book of Sirach, right, 24 and verse number 34, man. Right? We gotta labor for those, man, that seek knowledge, man, and wisdom. Right? So, wrestle with that. Right, brother Tazuan. Right, goodbye, y'all are coming back at you these precepts. Right, and yet another cold cut, giving all honor and all glory to Yahweh by Shema Shah, Wamalak Yahweh Shai. Right, hope this lesson was extremely edifying through the spirit. Right, again, right, if you are in the area, right, the DMV, man, right, we are at the School of Truth, man, right, for the Sabbath service, right, camp, Lord willing, right, start at 3:30, right, p.m. sharp, man. Right, so if you are in the area, okay, come out to the harbor, man. Right, in the harbor, right, in front of the HBC store, man. Okay, right, where the old Ripley store was at, man. Right, come and do the work, man. Right, come labor, right, and come and be with your people in these last days, man. Okay, Pentecost also is tonight at sundown through the Spirit. Right, so making sure, right, that for all those, right, there's no buying, right, there is no selling, right, although it is a feast day, right, so you can cook, man, and bring forth your offering unto the Most High, man. So with that, Lord willing, man, right, everyone has a beautiful Sabbath, right, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, man, right, endure and have faith and integrity until the end, man. With that, again, brother Atazum Kabari Allah, coming back at these precepts, right, and another powerful cold cut, right, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Abba Nawa, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Bashim Masha, Wamalak Yahweh, Shah, to the Doctor Righteous, right, Kwame Yashah.